Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Isaiah. Yes, here we go. My name is Isaiah, and today I'm going to be talking about tips on how you can break and start new habits. As we all know, as we live daily at a daily basis, we all have habits that either are beneficial or or habits that we don't want. Let's say that is procrastinating. Procrastinating is a habit. You can break that habit, but it's going to be a struggle. Now, there's also starting habits, which can also be a struggle. Let's say you're working out at the gym. You work out the first day and you feel like you've gained so much muscle, but in reality, when you look in the mirror, you don't see much. But there's something little. But here's the thing. You can go to the gym once. You can start something, but it is always hard to finish. The ones that reach the finish lines are the ones that kept on with their goals and habits. So, as I said, we all have habits and there's nothing inherently wrong with them, but some are pretty useful or but others can be bad, such as biting your nails like this, you know, or even drinking coffee. That all of those are habits, and then because you become reliant on those certain things. Breaking unwanted habits can be difficult, especially if you've been engaging in them for a long time. Uh, but understanding how habits form in the first place can ease the process. What is the making of a habit? There are a few theories around how habits develop. The idea of the three R's is one of the main ones. There is great return. Great. No, sorry, that's not the one. There. Anyways, we'll get to that later because I kind of forgot which one it is. Anyways, um, anyways, uh, so you need to remind yourself that there is a trigger and there is a cue that could be a conscious behavior, such as flushing the toilet or feeling such as a nervousness routine. This is the behavior associated with the trigger. Flushing the toilet cues you to wash your hands, while feeling nervous triggers biting your nails. Doing something over and over can make the behavior routine. If you know the I always forget what adrenaline the saying for adrenaline is, but you either run or you fight. So when you have a spike in adrenaline, there's going to be a trigger that will cause you to either run or fight. That is what I'm talking about as a behavior trigger. Now there's also the cue. Let's say you're driving to work. As you drive to work multiple times, over time it becomes engraved in your mind, so that when you are driving to work, it's like a natural thing, because you know what you need to do. That is a cue process. All right. Now the next thing is to identify your triggers. You need to remember triggers are the first step in developing a habit. Identifying the triggers behind your habitual behaviors is the first step in moving past them. Spend a few days tracking your habit to see whether it follows any patterns, and note things like, where does this behavior happen, or what time of day, or how do you feel when it happens. Like I said with the adrenaline, that's a trigger. Or if you're stressed, some people resort to drugs, alcohol, or opioids. Now, that's not at all good, because then your body becomes reliant on that. That is what is that's one of the habitual triggers I was talking about, where you get stressed and then there's this cue process where you try to find something to fix it until you can't. Then you switch over to something that you know that works, which will put you at ease. The next thing is to take a few minutes to consider what you want to break. The habit and many other benefits you see from the change. Like procrastination, I mentioned earlier. If you know that that's a habit, then you need to what's it called? You need to write down what are the problems with procrastination, and what would happen in effect to you trying to break that habit. For me, breaking the habit of procrastination, that would help with me submitting my assignments in early, finishing projects early. So you need to write down all your stuff so that you can be able to understand what it is that you need to change. A lot of changes actually happen when you're writing. If you are trying to memorize something, writing by pencil, by hand, helps you to remember what it is that you are writing down. Or you're learning, sorry. Another thing is you can have a trust partner or accountability partner that you know can hold you accountable and you can hold them accountable. So you're like, hey, how are you doing on this task? Or they ask you the same thing. By doing that, they are holding you accountable on doing something. And, it helps you to start and break habits. The next thing is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness can help you develop awareness around your thoughts, feelings, and actions. This practice involves simply observing impulses that relate to your habit without judging them or reacting to them. I'm trying to think of an example. Alright, here we go. So if you know that you are going to get close to doing something, just evaluate yourself. By doing that, you can be able to assess the problem before it happens. That's a very good method by itself. Let me just fix something really quick. Okay, as I was saying, you need to, if you want, you can replace a certain habit with a different one. Like, let's say, I've got an example. Have you seen Fast and Furious? If you have, you would know Han. He used to he used to smoke a lot until he replaced that habit of smoking with eating chips or just eating snacks. That kept his mind away from smoking. But over time, he was actually eating a lot. If you look at Fast and Furious 6, Han constantly had chips with him or snacks. Alright, that's one example. So replacing it with a different one. So you might have an easier time breaking a habit if you replace the unwanted behavior with a new behavior. Instead of simply trying to stop the unwanted behavior, like if you've heard the phrase cold turkey, instead of trying to do that, you can replace it. Like, let's say, let's say you feel the urge to do something, depending on whatever that is. You can replace that habit with working out, or whatever it is that gets you to a habit list. For me, breaking a habit and switching over to working out, it's been a very big change. The next thing is to remember that you need to prepare yourself for slip-ups. Breaking a habit can be challenging. Though you might find some habits easier to shake than others, it is easy to slip back into old patterns, particularly the new ones that aren't solidified yet. if you are trying to, if you're telling yourself that you're gonna work out, you're gonna go to the gym, you're gonna be consistent, you need to make sure that you have something to motivate you. Without motivation, without motivation on certain tasks, that task is dead. So you need to find something that will motivate you to get it done. Sometimes, especially for me, I define motivation to start working out, because I would tell myself I'm gonna work out, but then I don't, until I found something that actually motivated me and actually something that made me want to work out for specific reasons. For you, you may find something that will motivate you to want to stop. If you I saw this movie where this guy, don't remember the name, but the guy was a drug addict, and by slowly and slowly and slowly getting worse, his wife divorced him, got his parents got, I mean his children, no, his wife won custody of the children. So that got worse. His drug addiction got worse. And because of that drug addiction, which led to his family splitting, which led to that, he finally realized that his family is way more important. That is that was his motivation to break that habit. Understand? Yep. All right. On to the next. When you slip up, you need to remember that all habits are very strong. A habit you could live with for a very long time, and then you try to break it could take a while. Like I said with the guy with the guy who was a drug addict. It took him a while, but he finally did it because he had the motivation to do it. On to the next. Now we're gonna get into the final part. When you're starting your habit, you have to, starting or breaking a habit, you need to give it time. There is a common myth that it takes 21 days to make or break a habit. But where does that figure come from? It's likely from a study involving people who had something going on. Most of them adjusted to that change within 3 weeks. But that's pretty different from actively working to break a habit that has been a part of you for a very, very long time. Realistically, though, it would take about 10 weeks, 2 to 3 months, or more to break an unwanted habit. There was this verse in the Bible.
Your 5-minute timer on Kitchen Echo Show is ringing.
Anyways.
Your 5-minute timer on Kitchen Echo Show is ringing.
Give me 1 second. As I was saying, with those habits, where was I? Oh yes, sorry. Things are very funny today. Anyways, with those habits, realistically, with it taking 10 weeks, I heard that there was this Bible verse. Don't remember where it's from, but it was talking about how it's hard to start good habits, but then it's easier to start bad habits. Don't remember the Bible verse. I know that I'm quoting it wrong, but that's how I remember it. Basically, it's usually harder to break a habit that's been with you for a long time. Especially if it's a habit that is fun. Like playing games, watching TV. There was something I heard today in a meeting that I was in. It was a question, actually. It was talking about how stepping out of your comfort zone equals growth. When you step out of your comfort zone, you make way for growth. Les Brown said that in order to start something, in order to grow, you have to step out of your comfort zone in order to make room for that. So, identify changes you want to make and explore them, and identify your motivations for change. Get perspective on your progress. Learn how to counter and cope with negative self-talk, like telling yourself that you're useless. All of those are just gonna make you down spiral even more. So avoid negative talk. The accountability of meeting with someone regularly can also provide structure that supports the changes you've made. So if you have a trust partner or accountability partner, you can talk to them and they can help you in seeing that progress that you're making. Though it might not seem like it in the moment. Wow. Alright. Though it might not seem like it in the moment, over time, your new habits will become established in your daily life. Soon enough, they may even feel as natural as your old habits. Like breathing. That's something that's natural to you. Some habits may be as natural as that. So anyways, I hope you take away some tips from this video, and I hope you all have a blessed day. Thank you.